Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Monday nighttime Astro Live. Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm your host for Nighttime Astrology. This is where we gather together. We take a look at what's happening in the cosmos, and we take this wisdom into our dreams so that we wake up the next day refreshed, renewed, and ready to go with understanding and insights and, just a better connection not only to ourselves, our natal charts, our earthly bodies being connected to the planet, as well as our soul that's connected to the stars. So what are we gonna do tonight? Happy Monday, everybody. Hi, Nikki Moondog. Wow, so nice to have you here. Thanks for being here. So we're gonna take a look at, I'm gonna go live twice this week because we've got two astrological alignments that are very interesting. And I love that I found the article published by Sloth Astrology. The guy is awesome. You want to check out his work. I really like what he tunes into. But he had this great that I shared, reminding us about the Venus retrograde that we went through last December, January, right before the Chinese Tibetan New Year, where we celebrated the year of the tiger. Hey, Soul Brothers here. Hi, Ken. How are you? You need to know everything. You're so cute. Right? Mars and Aries. All right. Holla to the natal Mars and Aries people. This is your time. Yes. All right. So we're going to talk about Mars going into Aries. It's a big deal. Mars goes all around your chart, visiting every sign every 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. So Mars is a little slower than Venus, especially traveling around the sun. Why? Because Venus is closer to the sun. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Thanks, Mama, for being here. It's so nice to see your beautiful self. Yeah, so Mars hasn't been in Aries for about 2 years. And so you want to go back. What was going on 2 years ago? This is when we start to have our inner planets, circumnavigate the globe, meaning the globe of our cosmos, but also the globe of your own personal natal chart. You're like, okay, what was happening 2 years ago around this time? And in May of 2020, 2020 was this quote unquote like a lost year, right? Because things shut down, the world shut down. And then we had this, what some are calling the summer of George Floyd. We had this like huge event happen in May, and it's, it took our breath away, literally. I can't breathe, right? And so all hell broke loose after that, from severe trauma and pain and suffering and anguish and anger and rage, right? So Mars is back again. Checking in. Hey, just letting you know, I'm coming back in my home sign, which is cardinal fire. So I'm wearing red in honor of Mars returning to Aries. So this is a way that you can connect visually, as well as putting this color vibration on your body. Mars in Aries is the ruler of your first house. First house is your physical embodiment. The mantra is I am. Who are you? Right? Mars wants to know, because Mars is the passionate warrior, the inner masculine force, the yang energy that wants to fuel your passions and fuel your inner fire, connect you to your divine I am source of creation, and activate and embody the physical material form. So Mars is really important, and he's really powerful in his home sign of Aries. So we want to really be giving due honor and respect to this vibration, and really take a moment to pause, because when it's a lit firecracker, so you want to be slowing things down so you can kind of get a sense. Maybe it's time to move away from the firecracker, so you don't want to get burnt, right? So Mars in its highest form is courage, the heart, passion, the fireman that runs into the fire to rescue the people. It's, where do you just jump into action for a good cause? And how do you show up with your divine I am self? So this is what we want to engage with, these energies of Mars. So I'm going to share my screen very soon, and we're going to take a look at the moment Mars enters into Aries, which happens tomorrow at 4:17 p.m. in California. So if you're on the East Coast, that'd be 7:17 p.m. Central, 6:17 p.m. So that's, you just want to be kind of like getting ready for this, you know, major samurai energy to come into the spotlight. So what really makes this particular Mars going into Aries is the presence of Jupiter, who has recently made and has stepped his big cosmic king foot into the vibration of Aries, where he's not going to necessarily move fully into it until December this year, but 2023 is Jupiter and Aries year. Takes him a year, Jupiter, to go through a sign, but he's here temporarily checking it out. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. Hi, it's nice to see you. Hello to Canada. I bet you're sitting in your lovely home surrounded by beauty. So Jupiter's presence here is very, adding gasoline to Mars passion. And so if we are centered and engaged with our flame, having Jupiter there is amazing. Talk about getting something going, a project, a dream, a shift within oneself. Like, ooh, where do I want to emerge and become something new? So Mars, Aries is about your emerging, your becoming. So look around in your life. What wants to be reborn in you? Jupiter plus Mars is getting on it for you. So wear red, because red is Mars and Aries color. So you can engage with that inner divine masculine energy that gets things moving, right? It's that thoroughbred racehorse that if you watch the Kentucky Derby, you saw that horse come from behind against all obstacles, moving around horses, going so fast, and he wins the race. And he was like his odds were like 80-1. That is Mars and Aries, free, without any inhibitions. Like it just sits, it just is on fire. So where in your life do you want to be on fire? What needs to change? What wants to get activated? What wants to become more? This is where you're going to look. Now, you can grab your natal chart and go, okay, where's my Aries ruled house? That's where the fuel is, right? So you want to go into that space. You got your natal planets in Aries. What house is that ruling in your chart, right? For me, I'm a Gemini rising. Aries rules my 11th. So I go into the 11th house and I say, what's going on here, right? Like for me, I've got my North Node, I've got Chiron, I've got Saturn, I've got the best of the High Priestess. I got a lot of Aries SHIT going on in there. So I'm like, okay, I think something got to shift for me. So now's the time to do it. I got to grab the reins and go, right? So that's like, just go, just do it. This is Nike took Mars and Aries energy and made its slogan for that company. Just do it. All right. Now I'm going to come back again Wednesday night to say hello to another energy that's coming in. And this is what Sloth Astrology was talking about. He was saying, hey, wait. Remember when Venus went retrograde and she was one with Pluto, meaning a conjunction, creating a cycle. Now she's moved into a square, meaning an activation energy of that Venus retrograde experience. So step number 2 is, okay, looking back at December, January of your life in regards to your inner feminine, the divine feminine, your feelings, what you value, your principles, how you love, give love, receive love, relationships, connected to the earth, connected to one another. Venus is going to get kicked into gear from that, what was being transformed back from December, January. Now, some of you I know had a birthday then. So you're going to take a look at that solar return chart, right? So you've got Mars you know, coming into his power, not just for himself alone, but in regards to supporting his consort Venus, who, when squaring Pluto next Thursday, it's activating through Aries. She'll be in Aries. Pluto again's in Capricorn, which is they're in head to head. So we have a ton of transform energy, And Cheryl says, it seems to be my art, starting channeling through my art. Sister, I'm liking that. Yes, gold star. So if you would like to comment what's coming up for you, where's the shift? Where's the change? Where's the dream? What are you feeling? What are you resonating with? All right, so let's jump into the chart so I can show you some goodies. And then of course, one of our goals is to get comfortable and confident, which is another Mars trait, your confidence. And that's a fire element trait, confidence, feeling good, feeling on fire, inspired, you know, big picture energy. Because I want you to get confident and comfortable, you know, just looking at astrology, looking at a chart, getting a sense. Where do I go first? How do I start dissecting it, breaking it down, learning from it? There's a ton of wisdom raining down over our heads every night and every day. All right, so I just want to share the screen so we can start here, and I can start breaking this down in really easy to learn terms. So don't get scared that it's like, uh-oh, my eyes are rolling in the back of my head. It's okay. It's okay. So here's the event chart for those of you. I'm on astro.com. It's a free site. It's great space to, oh, Janice is here in the house. Hi, sister. Solar return chart. I love that you love it. Yes, I love it too. Yes, recommend. Get your solar return. I swear it's the guide for each year. I'd be lost without it. Okay, so if you want to create this chart, what you do is you do May 24th, 2022, wherever you live. And then you change the time based on your time zone. So 4:18 p.m. is the moment of it hitting in California or Pacific Daylight Time. Now, this is a transit chart, if you've noticed some of these green things out there, because I wanted to take a look at the Venus square, but we're not going to go there till Wednesday night. So if you're free Wednesday night, hit me up. Let's have some fun. Let's gather for nighttime astrology. Because we're going to look at this and get a sense of what it is. And then we're going to go a step further and go, how can I use this in my life, or going to bed tonight and setting an intention? Okay, so we're talking about Mars. Here is, I'm using my cursor, so hopefully you can see, but Mars is that, the symbol is what we recognize as a symbol for a man, right? So if we look at, you know, our females and men, those are the symbols for Mars and Venus. So here's Mars at 0 degrees Aries. And guess who shows up with Mars? The moon. The moon at the same moment, or, you know, about an hour or so before this happens, the moon moves into Aries and says, move over, Mars, I'm here first. So the waning moon, because where's the sun? Sun's here at 3 degrees Gemini, in a sextile or in harmony, synergy, with this moon and Mars conjunction. So here's a new cycle about our divine passion, inner masculine energy, with the moon is saying, hey, this is your core root self that we're talking about here. So you have now stellar energy to make a core root self, like evolution or change, shift, transformation, empowerment, right? Because Mars empowers whatever it touches. Whether and you want to be like, okay, is my whatever Mars is going over, is that part of me happy? Because it's going to empower it, whether it's negative or positive or in the middle, right? So just become more conscious about Mars energy. And how I do it is I say, look at your Aries ruled house. That's where you'll find it to really get a sense of what it is at that baseline layer. Now, next door, we've got Pluto. I mean, I'm sorry, we got Mars, we got Moon, and then look at here, Jupiter at 2 degrees. So we have this 3-part stellium. Now, if a baby is born tomorrow at 4:18 p.m., May 24th on the West Coast, they're going to have a stellium of Mars, Moon, Jupiter. And I'm like, whoa, what kind of baby is that? Right? What kind of soul is that? Like that's literally on fire. Who is this firebolt that we're about to get to know? You know? All right, so we can break this down because this is the energy that we're that is activating and you know, empowering the Venus square to Pluto, which happens on Thursday, right? And that's is connected to the Venus retrograde that happened December and January that brought in this new year, right? This not only the new year that we celebrate in the West, but also the Chinese New Year, Tibet New Year, of the year of the tiger. And the tiger is like, I am cool all on my own. I'm a tiger. I'm not afraid of nothing, right? I'm a pretty solitary warrior. So we're getting this tiger activation. And I know some of you out there were born in the year of the tiger, right? Hi, June, Naomi's Light. How are you? So happy to have you here. Saying hi from Texas. Yeah, love it. Good to have you here, beautiful. Going into Aries. All right, so I mean, to me, it's just like, wow, this is really important. And if we understand it or get, you know, at the level to connect with it, it can be life-changing, right? It's transformative energy because Pluto is involved. Pluto's here at 28 degrees retrograde Capricorn, where Venus was when she did her whole retrograde journey, right? Hey, Melanie, welcome, beautiful. You made it. Woohoo. Do you have a glass of Chardonnay while you're watching this with us? I hope so. Right? And that cute giggle I just heard in my ear, which I love. So happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us. All right. So power, core root, like this is what the Tibetan Rinpoches would say. Are you ready for an empowerment? Right? This is big stuff. And it's very holy and very sacred. But it's a big wave of energy, and it's going to hit wherever, you know, your vibration, your personal inner masculine vibration, where's it sitting at? Is it, well, number one, is it okay? Is it angry? Is it hurt? Is it sad? Is it suffering? Or is it on fire, inspired, like can't wait, go faster, like this is fun, right? Like Janice will laugh, but I remember we were tubing down the Trinity River, and our mutual good friend Bill, we were in the snow. That's right. We had an inner tube, but it was on the snow and it was hooked up to a truck. And I was super scared. I'm like, I don't like to go fast, right? Because they were pulling the tube, and I was like, slow down, because I thought I'd fall up and die. And he's like, why slow down? Go faster. It's like, okay, that's my Mars and Aries archetype. He's like, why slow down? It's about going faster, Shannon. That's what the fun is. So just to give you some storytelling around, like, what's this energy? It's go faster, especially when you're in tune, when you're in harmony with that inner masculine energy. And, you know, how do you recognize it in your life? Especially if you're a woman, how do you recognize it in your life? If you're a man, right? Identifying as man or identifying as a female. So it's that passion, it's that fearlessness. It's the place where you have courage, or maybe you're outspoken, or maybe you get reactive and you're like, oops, I wish I didn't say that. I wish I would have taken a breath or left the room and come back. So it's a very hot, fiery ember that can discharge, you know, spontaneously combust. So you have to be aware of, because Moon is here. Moon says, well, how do you feel? I'm going to get that, you know, lit on fire. So if you need to have difficult conversations, especially with someone that you feel connected with, really allow yourself time to go inside and feel, what is it that I'm really feeling? what's really happening, because there's going to be a volatility to this energy that wants to start fights, that wants to have misunderstandings, that wants to create a chaotic activation in our society. So we got to be grounded. We got to be moving a little bit slow. Remember, moon is waning. It's telling you go inward before you do anything, right? Because the moon's pushing you in, and then Mars is ready to charge ahead. So you want to balance that. So for women, that inner masculine is, just where are you outspoken in your life? Where do you feel fearless? Where are you like athletic or feeling like you could do anything? Like that way that you show up and you feel powerful. For men, it might be their powerfulness in their bodies. It might be their like ability to, demand that raise or show up and say, I'm owning my space. It also is a place for men that can show up and be very gentlemanly, like use that passion and that fire to protect or provide, right? And it's inexhaustible energy, especially with Jupiter there that wants to really say, if we do this together with a higher spiritual understanding, it could really be a game changer, like societal wise or cultural wise or planetary wise, right? Melanie asked, should I pull my chart 524, look at the solar return chart? So Melanie, I would advise two things. I always start with natal chart because that's just our baseline for this life. So go to your Aries ruled house, which looks like, the ram horns, and look there first. Okay, what does Aries rule in your natal chart? Get a sense. Okay, what house is that? What's that mean? Then when you feel good, like, okay, all I have to do is find it. I don't have to figure it out then go to the solar return chart and go, okay, for this year, where's Aries hitting for this year? Okay, so it's two-part. Jenny asks, this is like the opposite of my natal chart, have almost everything on the left side. Oh, interesting observation. So if you have your natal chart with most of the planets on the left side, that's a very individual, spiritual, kind of introspective type of life that you were desiring for this go around, this incarnation. If you have like this chart, most planets on the right side, this is a very more connecting. I want to connect with my community. I want to be out there. I want to be social. I want to be identifying with groups. This is working with others. This is working solo, right? So it just depends especially if you have a chart that's really one side or the other. So June asks, I had to take a step back in conversation with, yes. Oh, yes. So June, just stop for a moment and take a look at that energy. Don't engage with it. It will create a battle. So if someone comes at you with some unconscious projection and anger, and they're not settled inside, recognize it. Okay, this person may not be aware of this huge Mars and Aries moment with Jupiter. I'm just going to politely say, can we talk about this later? Or I sense that, this is really important for you. I just want to take a moment and really just take our time with this energy. Or I hear what you're saying and thank you for sharing it. I need to get back to you on this. Let's just, say goodbye for now. But leave the door open for, okay, when are we going to talk next? So that the person isn't left hanging, because then they'll get more angry. So just say, hey, I think it feels like a moment to take a breath. Let's reconvene. And then I'm like, reconvene when the moon has shifted off. Let's maybe wait to the new moon in Gemini, which is on the 30th, because it's new beginnings. Or let's take a moment to really, think about or connect with what it is that's happening inside. So you may have this happen this week. You may have a moment when somebody comes at you full force, guns a-blazing, and you're like, don't kill the messenger. Just go, wow, okay. Maybe a glass of water, maybe, especially if it's through like email, phone, texting, just chill for a sec. Seek assistance and support, divine, personal, go to your support network. That's what we're doing this week because the moon is third quarter waning. It's where's your support system? Who is your support system? Go there and connect because this is where we got to gather our strength. This is not a time to do battle because it's in a weakened state because the moon is waning, saying go inside. If something get triggered, you got to sit with it for a minute. He asked me to pray with him. We did, and I left it at that. Very good. Beautiful. A beautiful way to experience this on the fly, Miss June. Really give yourself a big standing ovation and hug for that, and for you both. That was at that moment good enough to say, let's pray on this. Beautiful. Because this is a great time with Jupiter's presence to say, I think we need divine intervention, divine assistance. Let us do that first before anything else. Now, you may witness in the collective this week that they're not asking for divine assistance because they're maybe kind of in the shuffle, kerfluffle energy. But you don't have to be there. You have a choice because you have more awareness of, wait, there's something big going on this week. And Shannon told me to slow down. And I'm like, good job. Just slow down. Take a breath, roll the shoulders, walk away, go sit outside. Like today, I listened to the birds and that was like so healing. Like, oh, I just love being motionless outside because sometimes the birds, if I make a move, they'll fly away and I want them to stay because I want to observe them and connect with their beautiful bird world, right? So whatever you can do to slow down, cool down, chill, go more inward, ground, divine assistance. That's where you're going to receive your help. If you get pulled out and you're starting battling and engaging, and that's also an experience that you can have, that you can learn from, but it's not what I recommend. All right. So let's take a look at the other aspect of this chart that's happening, that's in play. And this was also addressed by Mr. Sloth, who I really like. I got to send him an email like, I really like your style. So we have Mercury in retrograde right here, right? Our good friend Mercury, who just passed by the sun, going backwards, which starts a cycle of manifestation because, we have the merging, but you go back and then he's going to catch up with the sun and have another conjunction. So Mercury is playing a role because he's moved back out of Gemini into Taurus, heading towards the North Node to square. Remember, and squares create tension, which creates action. He's squaring Saturn in Aquarius. So Saturn in Aquarius can show up in our society in multiple ways, but we first look inward because that's where we can make change and we have more power and control because it's how we show up. Whereas if we go out into society and rules and governments and stuff, it's harder to make change because there's other factors at play. But first we go to the Mercury square Saturn. Saturn's your inner master. Saturn's in Aquarius. Saturn is ruling your crown chakra and knocking on your crown chakra saying, is anybody home? And Mercury is saying, I can hear you. I can hear you. Mercury's in the throat chakra, meaning Taurus rules the throat, the lower jaw, the throat. So look for any, grinding teeth, holding your tongue, not speaking your feelings or speaking your mind, any TMJ, any tightness, any throat chakra stuff. There's an awareness that Mercury at this time, if he's working in harmony with Saturn, your crown, being sovereign as a soul in this physical form, not allowing your power to be utilized by other forces, but you as a soul who's connected to your creator source, right? So Mercury, remember retrograde, it's inward, right? So this is wait to speak, write, text back, call, hold on a minute. We're slowing down. We got to check, double check. Hi, Lisa, welcome. My throat has been sore, tight jaw. Okay, Lisa, look at you showing up already in alignment with the cosmos, right? So if you're experiencing throat tightness, jaw tightness, anything going on, teeth and issues, this is a signal from the beautiful wisdom of your body saying energy is out of balance in this area. And so we look esoterically, what is this part of our body rule? And astrologically, it's Taurus. Taurus rules this part of the body, lower jaw and to the shoulders, right? So this energy. And that, what's there? Throat chakra, thyroid, teeth, jaw. And a lot of times we can clench our jaw, if we don't feel like we have space to share our truth, or we're not heard and we get frustrated or angry. So Mercury's playing a role here to support Venus when she goes into square with Pluto. And we ask why? Well, Venus rules the sign of Taurus. So she's going to take a more active role to help support Mercury that's trying to figure out what wants to be communicated. So Nikki says, I'm always working on my throat chakra, right? So Nikki may on a soul level have come in to work on the throat chakra for this lifetime, right? This might be a huge growth space for you to unwind things, work things out, understand the nature of that. So we want to say, look at, this would be a good time to journal, do some kind of communication with what's going on in the body, like especially with the jaw tightness. Get your chart, look at your Taurus ruled house. So I'll give you an example. Like in my chart as a Gemini rising, Taurus rules my 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of the unconscious. So for me, I'm having Mercury in my unconscious belief systems trying to communicate something to me about something that wants to unwind, shift, and change in regards to the way I communicate, right? So then I'm going to need to sit in the quiet with what's there. And Mercury, how you access the magic of Mercury is number one, you get curious and you tell Mercury or that part of you that's mercurial to listen. It's not the time necessary to talk, but it's a time to listen, go inward, reflect. So journaling, working with, oracle cards, connecting with your angels and guides or power animals. Mercury also is the soul retriever. So maybe some of you might be working with healers. I would do a past life regression, a soul healing, a soul retrieval, especially when Venus hits the square with Pluto on Thursday, because Mercury will be like, Venus, honey, do you need any soul retrieving? I'm the god that goes into the underworld and comes back out with you. And I'd be like, over here, can we do some soul retrieval, please? All right, Lisa shares, I'm a Taurus. Well, boom, sun in Taurus. There you go. And my sun is in Taurus. Yes. So you were born between mid-April and mid-May, right? With the sun going through Taurus, so you are a Taurus. So Mercury is in your Taurian sun. How do I know myself to be? Personality, shining my light into the world. I've always had rigid shoulders, not in just the last few years, and jaw tension. Very interesting, Lisa. So that's an indication there's something about the way you're coming in to express something about who you are as a light in the world that maybe in other incarnations you haven't been able to express it fully. So Mercury being here in retrograde, coming into a power alignment with Saturn that says, my inner master is in charge, right? And this is something that I've been seeing over the last couple of years is we're, as a humanity, moving into a more ascended conscious state, which gives you permission to be sovereign, to be at an equal standing with the angels and the guides. We're no longer broken human down here operating and asking for help. We're being asked to rise up into our natural inherent state, which is a child of the universe, emanating God frequencies, like Christ consciousness. Like, so what needs to shift in your way that you perceive yourself? Lisa asks, would you recommend doing Akashic records or exact therapy for healing or regression? I would say that's a good question to kind of get, to ask for a sign, especially for yourself. What would benefit me the most? And you may get a sign right away. Oh, connect with this person. I'd have to see your chart to really know kind of, especially the house that Taurus is in for you and what that means, but Akashic record healing none of those would be wrong. Let's just put it that way. They could all do well. Kind of put it out there and say, okay, higher self, show me which has the highest resonance for me, because at some point they all might be wonderful, but today in this moment, what will benefit your highest good the most? And you will know. So trust what you feel, be in your body, there you go, ask your guides. You will know. I have faith, pure faith, Lisa, that you will be shown. And then you could just relax and go, you can kind of surrender to that. You can go with, God in that way, like, knowing that you're loved and watched over and protected and being guided and being loved and supported and helped. That is a much better way to live than feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to get this wrong. And feeling so, scared. Let's imagine the world of, heaven on earth, where things flow in our highest good, the direction of our highest good, right? So Nikki says, interesting. She has a report. Sedna is in Taurus. Yes, very good. Sedna here at the edge, the verge. Sedna is about to move into Gemini soon. So she's been healing all this goddess energy of possibly, she represents the wound of the earth, which is betrayal and abandonment by the stewards of the planet, which are humans. And we only did it because we forgot who we were. So this is a great time to reconnect to how you can be in alignment, in harmony, having a beautiful, sacred relationship with the earth, the land you live on, the animals, the wildlife, anything, sky, the clouds, the rain, whatever. Just make Earth number one. and you will be thanked. Lisa, I really need to feel supported right now. Feeling anxiety and root chakra issues during these energies. So write that down, because what you're feeling, so your body is communicating with you right now, Lisa. It's sharing with you what's happening, what's going on. So write it down. This is beautiful, deep wisdom that you're getting. It's a gift, right? So you know what you need. You need to feel supported. That's beautiful. You're feeling anxiety. Okay, let me just put that in a space where, okay, I'm aware of this now. My root chakra. Okay, so what does this mean? Then allow it to be. And then go, what's the guidance next, right? Because you want to become aware and then allow that to be what it is. And usually if you just stay with it without trying to push it away or change it because it's uncomfortable or scary, just allow yourself to be with it and just take a breath. And then grab the tools around you right away that help you feel a sense of calm and peace. Like for me, I grab an essential oil, or I grab one of my sprays and I feel better. Like as an example, I might grab essential oil like lavender that's calming. Or here I have this angel rejuvenation spray. So I use my senses to get a moment of relief, to feel calm right here, right now. So that could be for you, what can you grab? It could be this, beautiful stone or a picture. Like I love dolphins. So here's a picture of dolphins that Linda gave me as a gift. It's so beautiful. And they remind me that everything's okay, that I have family and I'm okay, right? So what can you grab right around you, Lisa, that gives you a sense of calm? I love oils and sprays. There you go. So let's grab a spray. Let's grab an oil. Maybe it's a rose oil or sandalwood, something that you're like, oh yeah, this is Lisa medicine. I am giving myself this gift. Nature and sunlight. Okay, so you've got your, it's nighttime. So you're going to go in the morning, wake up and get the nature and sunlight to feel loved and supported. Might get up early and be with the sunrise. That's so sacred. It's so beautiful. So look at you. You're going. You're on it. Yeah. I'm so proud. So proud. So we're going to talk more on Wednesday about the Venus energy coming in. But now I just want to leave you with some, the beauty of the moon and Mars at 0 degrees Aries. Oh, you are so welcome, dear one. So welcome. So happy you're here and that, we could come together to share and feel better. That's the whole point. Like, let's come together as a community and feel better. Right? Because what else is there? We're here to feel better. Right? So with the 0 degrees Aries, now that's the beginning of the Western astrological wheel. So the Sabian symbol, which is an image, so beautiful, is the image. So I want you to, everybody, if you can, close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to imagine. Aw, thank you. I love you too. So I'd love for you to imagine this, because when I imagine it, oh my God, it's like, ooh, I just took vitamin C. So close your eyes and I want you to imagine a seal, right? A seal, our seal friends of the ocean, marine mammals. So a seal, right? And the seal, and then there's this woman there, or it could be a man as well, right? Or however you want to imagine it, or even let's just imagine ourselves, right? So you're safe. You're in the ocean with a seal and it's beautiful. So you can see the bottom, you can touch the ground of the ocean floor. So you're in a safe place in the ocean. And the seal is your buddy, your friend, your guardian. And the seal and you embrace and rise out of the water, right? So you're with this beautiful, powerful animal, the seal. And their skin is so smooth and soft, and they're such powerful swimmers and they're so comfortable in the ocean and they got you. Jenny's on it. She's like, that's the elemental, the Selkie. This is a magical, elemental, spiritual power animal. So you got the Selkie, the seal, and the seal comes and embraces with you and and together you rise out of the water in a joyful, jump. So this is you being embraced by Mother Ocean, right? Supported to rise and rebirth and reemerge brand new with feeling empowered. So that's the power of this 0 degrees Aries. It's you're emerging out of the ocean, rebirth, not alone, but embraced by a power animal. And then Jupiter says, together, we're all doing this together. What's the big picture of your rising out of the ocean and rebirth? And everybody rising and rebirthing. So now imagine that when you do this and you open your eyes and look around in your imaginal space of the ocean, you see all these other people doing the same. They're rising and emerging with their Selkie seal friend. And you're like, oh my God, there's thousands of us, maybe millions of us. And then how do you feel? If you're feeling this joy and this rebirth and this power, and then you look around and you see all these other beautiful people doing the same thing. And now you're realizing we're doing this together because that's the Jupiter influence that says as a community, as a humanity, as a group of souls, we came in to do this together. Like maybe that's the work, the divine work is to rebirth together. So that's what's happening in the cosmos tonight. And so I want you to go to bed tonight tuning in, maybe even just hanging with that image of rebirthing from the ocean with the selkie, with the seal. And if you want to expand that, see more people, maybe see your whole family or your friends or your country or everybody on the planet. Everybody somehow is in the ocean. It's big enough for all of us. All 7.8 billion of us, if we're all in the ocean at the same time, there's plenty of room for everybody. Because I love looking at the planet when you turn it from, seeing the countries, and you can see that, wow, one side of the planet is blue. So let's all dive into that beautiful blue, and we'll rise again in glee, in a splash. Let's make a big splash with this activation, this support, this feeling connected to our divine, our divinity, our sovereignty, and feeling not alone. Got our networks. We know what to do. We feel very courageous and passionate and inspired to step into this new world as a empowered being, with knowing why you're here, purpose on fire, soul on fire, ready to go, taking the reins. It says, let's go faster, right? Doesn't matter if we're tubing on the snow, right? It's more fun. Especially when you feel free to, you're not afraid. So Mars is about freeing yourself from fear. But of course the moon's like, just chill out, go inward first. We're rebirthing from the inside out. Right? I want this too. I want this for all of us. Yes, that's right. So that's the energy. So go to bed tonight, tuning into that. And then we'll meet here again on Wednesday night, and we'll talk about, okay, what's Venus and Pluto want us to do. And remember, Mars is Mars is supporting. So Mars and Jupiter are supporting as Venus moves into a square with Pluto. And guess who shows up with Venus on Thursday? You're right, the moon. So she's like, hey, I was just hanging out with Mars. I was going to Aries. I was rebirthing the baby there, my little baby boy. Now I'm over here rebirthing my baby girl. So our inner masculine and our inner feminine is getting a full-on makeover. Lisa shares, I was just journaling yesterday. I want to feel empowered and shine. Look, Lisa is so psychic, tuning into the cosmic energy already. I love it. That's great. So that's deserves a pat on the back. You're doing like, wow, I'm so awesome. Yes, you're very awesome. Ken shares, this seems like a rare alignment. Ken, yeah, brother, we got to break this down some more. We might need to go back in time to see, when did this alignment happen before? And it's going to be when, okay, we need Jupiter in Aries, and we need Mars in Aries, and then we need the moon there. So Ken's the historian, the astrological historian. Yes, so that could be some fun Saturday meetup that we could do. But yes, it does feel like a rare alignment. I want us to know about it so we can tune into it, harness it, activate it, use it, apply it to our lives. Oh, yay, Ken's on it. Our resident Sherlock Holmes is on it. Thank you. And we can use this energy, especially if we're not feeling well. It's very healing, alchemy, it's vitamins, it's what we, to feel better. And if we're already like, oh, I'm cool, I'm not feeling depleted, I'm actually feeling pretty good, then this is going to supercharge you. And it's okay if you're not feeling well, because this is going to help you feel better. And then when you feel better, you're going to already have this energy there. And then you're like, okay, round 2, let's flip that switch on again. Because you already became aware and you imprinted with it. You said hello to it. So it's there for you, working in space, right? And it's a new Mars cycle. And Mars is a 2-year cycle. So you've got 2 years, Mars being this happy. So we just want to be aware of what's going on here at our core self. How do we really feel? How do we need to be bonded with, emotionally connected to? And we learn what that is by doing that ourselves, by bonding and connecting to our own I am. And then from that place, we emerge out into the ocean, rising and jumping with joy. So Lisa asks, what if we've been feeling exhausted or feeling bad? Exactly. It's totally fine, because one of the beautiful things about being alive is okay to be wherever you are. The power is just becoming aware of where you are, and everything. You're always in the right time at the right place, and everything is working out better than you can imagine. This is my mantra that saves the grace, right? So don't go crazy with this, craziness of the world. You're always in the right time, always in the right place. Everything's working out. Even if you're feeling exhausted or maybe feeling sad or depressed or not well, it's okay. We caught into where, what's going on. And a lot of times it's just the awareness of it starts to move it. The honoring of it starts to shift it. Being okay, giving ourselves permission to feel what we feel is the most powerful thing you can do, because you're out of judgment. You're not trying to push it away or deny it. You're not wishing for it to be different. You're just saying hello to the energy. And you're like, what is this? Why do I feel this way? What can this energy tell me? If I perceive as everything that happens in my life as a gift, with a teaching or a healing or a time to stop what I'm doing and shift and change gears, and what needs to, what do I need more of and what do I need less of? It's like a recalibration moment. So if you've been feeling exhausted and feeling bad, that's your body's telling you, okay, something needs to change. So you're like, okay, something needs to change. Okay. And I'm not wrong. No, not wrong. You are what you are. It's a perfect moment. It's bliss. Just becoming aware of that. So you don't have to push it away, or, that's kind of what we get into. And Buddhism says you're either pushing away or grasping. And that creates this energy field that, is out of what Ken calls the third option. You're out of the center. So you just come back into center. Usually it's an indication I just need some rest. Like Lisa, you were saying, I just need more support. I need to find my support. I need to feel that place of calm and serenity. Where is that energy? And maybe I need to rebuild it. Maybe I need to be shift how I allow it to come into my life, because I have more worth and I have more value and I deserve to feel good in my life. But feeling bad isn't bad. It's just, I'm coming into awareness that something is changing within me, and it might be uncomfortable, and I might associate uncomfortability with being bad, but maybe it's really about change. Or a lot of times, if we're superhero people, right, serving other people, we get tired because we haven't replenished ourselves. We got to drink from our inner well. June says, I've been in my PJs in bed all day, so I'm totally feeling that, right? I mean, these frequencies are hardcore. We had solar flares and we have all this stuff. So you can even look back in the last couple of weeks, and really, we're in the eclipses. We're still in the eclipses. Right? So I would be surprised if you weren't feeling tired, right? You're so welcome. I'm so happy you're here to take it, to tune in and receive it. That's what it's here for, to help one another feel better. Oh, good, Lisa. I'm so happy for you. And you're in really good company, because the people in Lunar Ladies Lifestyle are awesome. I just have to say, they're the best people on the planet. And they're really kind and generous and sweet and caring. And you're in a good place. So you never have to go anywhere. And it's always, you can ask questions and get feedback, or just go, what the hell's going on? And it's oh yeah, the moon and Jupiter and Mars, right? So Ken shares, we have some breaking news. Last time we had Mars, Jupiter, and the moon. What? Conjunct in Aries. What? Was April 30th, 2011. Ken does it again. At 22 degrees. Okay, Ken, this is really interesting. So two things pop up right away. The last, not this zodiac year, but zodiac year was it 2020? One of them was 22 degrees Aries. Well, I have to double check my blog post. But 2011 is huge because that was the year, no, I believe it was November 2011. So it was in that space, was when the fixed star Regulus, which spends 2,100 years in a constellation. It moved from Leo. It had been for the last 2,200 years in Leo. Maybe it was even 2,600 years in Leo. In 2011, it said, bye, Leo. I'm spending the next 2,600 years in Virgo. So that was like a worldwide, like, stop the presses. So it's interesting that Mars, Moon, Jupiter collided, conjuncted together in that big portal of 2011 as the fixed star Regulus was saying hello to Venus, or to Virgo, which is 2,600 years of goddess energy on the planet. Healing, Virgo, body, mind, spirit, healing, integration. Woo! Nikki's gone back to 2011. My cat died. I got COVID. Oh, yeah, that was just a little while ago. Oh, Cheryl, sorry, Nikki, my heart goes out to you. That's a lot. Cheryl's gone back to April 2011 already. That's fast. Was one of the worst times in my life. Thank goodness this time around I feel way more grounded and grateful. Yes, Cheryl. Look at you. That's amazing. Wow. So you're heading in like facing the wind and letting it blow your hair back. Like, you know, one of those California ads when the ladies with their blonde hair flying. You're like a Cosmo ad. Instead of being pummeled by it, you're like, feel the breeze. Yeah, 11 years ago, right, Jenny? 11 years ago. So, wow. Interesting. And next year, 2023, it'll be 12 years ago because that's officially when that Jupiter energy will be in Aries, but we won't have Mars there. Right, so I think the key is the Mars was there at 22 degrees. Ken, thank you. Thank you for finding that. It's freaking awesome. Totally, totally awesome. I just want to look at the Sabian symbol, 22 degrees Aries, because it's so interesting. Oh, yes, it was last year's degree for the zodiac year 2021, which would have made that a 10-year cycle, right, between 2011. It was a woman in pastel colors carrying a heavy but veiled load, right? So that's all about, you know, there's a lot of myths surrounding pregnant goddesses having to carry those veiled loads. Like it's very Mary Magdalene, just saying. She had to flee, bearing the Christ child, go to southern France. And she's the lady in red. I'm picking up Mary Magdalene. So where's my Mary Magdalene sisters? Yes, thank you, Ken. You're awesome. Hey, Bianca. Hey, oh, I've been wanting to send you an email. I'm so curious about if you like the book or not. Or maybe you haven't had a chance to read it, but I'm so curious. We got to connect soon for the next reading. But I hope you're doing great. Thanks for being here. Melanie's here. Yes. So anything else? Any other questions? We can tune into, but it is, I think we've got the gist of the power of what's happening and how to tune into it. So, you know, you can take that information into your dreams tonight. You can ask if you have a dream guide, an astral guide, you know, you can say, I will remember my dreams in the morning. You know, send me a message from my higher self or my angels and guides in my dreams. Let me wake up with clarity, conscious purpose, intention. What does this mean for me? Or if you have a question, put it out there tonight to wake up in the morning refreshed. You know, Lisa's already going to be up at dawn watching that sunlight. Oh, Melanie, I'm so glad. Definitely send me an email. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here and spending your evening with me. I really appreciate it. I was going to go a little bit shorter, but it's so fun to be here with you. Doesn't matter how long. Oh, you're welcome for the information. I'm so happy it confirms what you were feeling and experiencing. So again, just another, like, put that in your plus column of how in tune you are. And to remember that when, especially when times are a little rough, the seas are rough, just remember like, oh yeah, I already instinctively get tuned in, and June is our resident Aquarius rising. So she's a little bit ahead of us. Her Aquarius energy is slightly into the future. And there might be more Aquarius risings there. I have to remember, Jenny, are you Capricorn rising or Aquarius? I think Jenny's Aquarius rising. I have to remember. I spent more time with June's chart. You're welcome, Cheryl. I'm so happy you enjoyed tonight, and I hope that it helps change your tomorrow. That's why I'm starting to do them at night, because I want your tomorrow to be different. And no matter when you're watching, it's always good. Oh, Jenny, you're Scorpio rising. Oh, so you got Aquarius down on the mid-head, icy. Yum, yum, yum. So Saturn, if people are going, okay, Aquarius rising, where's that? Or Aquarius energy. That's where Saturn is. So Saturn's like knocking on your, hey, let's work on your inner sovereignty and, you know, connected to your higher self. I'm here to help. Oh, Ken, you're so welcome. Thank you for bringing it, as always, bringing the top-notch inquiries and doing the sleuthing out there. Really appreciate your ability to hop on over and to open up those web pages and discovering what we need to know that helps everybody in the moment now. You're so nice. All right. Love you all. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching the replay. And any new subscribers, you can go to the my Lunar Ladies YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe there, because I always repost these lives as links, videos there to help reach other people that may not be part of our community yet. So thank you for being here. I'll see you Wednesday. Same, like Melanie says, same moon time, moon channel. We'll meet again at 7. See how, you know, playing with the time. I'm choosing 7 because it's easier for everybody to have dinner in my household. But I could do it a little earlier because I know some of our East Coasters are ready to go to bed, or they might be already asleep. So thank you again for being here, and we'll see you again Wednesday night. Bring your questions, and then of course comment in the Facebook group. You can tag me if you're like, hey, what did that mean? Or if you have a question that could benefit the group, feel free to post it. And we'll see you then for Venus square Pluto. Yeah, it's like the Wonder Twins, right? We got Mars and Venus are the Wonder Twins of the moon. Form of, shape of, that's what we're doing. All right, I'm glad 7 works for my Cali girls and boys. All right, see you then. Until then, have a good night, sweet dreams. Bye for now.